Mike's Daily Podcast.
FFS. Funny noises. Episode 1213. 1213. All right, we have an unlucky number in today's show, so it's going to go to complete crap, but that's all right. What? 1213? It's 1222-1222. And my birthday is on November 22. Woohoo. Welcome. Podcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont. My name is Mike Matthews.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
That's the name of the show that you just heard people sing just now. And today we hear from
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Madame Rootabega, Valentino, Bison Bentley, and did you know that there's this place called Cold Canyon Lake near where I live, and so it has been filled in with dirt, and now it's a creek. I put a picture of that too on my podcast, picture of the day, and did you flirt?
Mike's Daily Podcast.
With someone today? Go flirt with someone today. Today is National Flirt Day. And so you should
Mike's
go flirt with someone.
Daily
Even if you're married.
Podcast.
Break a couple commandments.
Yeah.
And flirt with someone that you don't know that you find attractive. Flirt with them today. National Flirt Day. Okay, that's a complete lie. It's not National Flirt Day. But it would be an awesome day if it was. No one ever flirts with me. I've reached that age and that look. I lost all my hair. I don't have distinguishing jawline. I'm older, got some wrinkles and stuff. I'm trying to stay in shape though. I'm eating rather well, as far as I eat lots of fruits and vegetables and just a little bit of protein. You shouldn't go crazy. People go, you gotta eat a lot of protein, man, because it fires up your metabolism. Yeah, bulk up. But you can't really, because that too much protein is bad. And I think we like to eat protein because it comes in all kinds of delicious flavors, mostly protein flavor. But in fact, we need to watch it. And we like to eat potatoes and carbs and carb up, bulk up, carb load. And, we really can't. It's got to be a mix. You got to focus, though, on the greens. Where was I going? The show's really gone into the crap. Oh, flirting. Oh, look who just walked in. Hello, Michael Matthews, it's Madame Rootabega, and I will flirt with you. Ooh. Okay, go for it. I just did. Oh, that was wonderful. Thank you. Oh. See, it's so nice to be flirted with once in a while. I understand the 10 Commandments and all that. There's this guy. So one of the stations I work for is a religious station. And there's this guy that comes on who he's a lawyer. And what he does is he prosecutes stuff. He litigates a bunch of stuff to try and get religious stuff passed. I understand the stuff. Okay, prayer should be loud in certain places because a lot of religious people congregate there, and it's a congregation and they need to pray. But he does these little 1-minute vignettes. Oh, look who else just walked in. And I just heard one where it's one that just came out, and he's talking about President Trump has been elected and people are protesting. People should learn that protesting is bad. I'm Brad Dacus. That's how he says his name. I'm Brad Dacus. I'm John F. Kennedy. This will not stand. Russia. Putin. Khrushchev. We will beat you to the moon. Anyway, he talks like that. And he actually said that, and it's such a freaking double standard. Hello, what if Trump would have lost a week ago? And all the white people would have been protesting. All the whiny white men would have been out there protesting and knocking over their golf carts. What would you have said then, Brad Dacus? Well, I would have said that Hillary's a woman and she's corrupted and all women are evil because they ate the apple. I'm Brad Dacus. Oh, what a freaking... I hate that hypocrisy. I hate the hypocrisy in politics. I know they're all liable to do it. But the hypocriter party, the Republicans, are particularly big with it. I would like to also tell you, oh my gosh, I was talking last show about bad speaking on the radio or in public, and how this one guy who was going to be on a radio show that I help out on, he invited a guest on. I'm getting all my pronouns mixed up. The point being, the guest that was on the show had said that he was a public speaker and he knew how to speak on the radio, and we were all like, we put the microphone in front of him, and when it came time for him to talk, he was saying a lot. He was talking far away from the mic. And here's the other thing you should not do. If you are a public speaker or speaking on the radio, do not cough. Do not, I know once in a while I've had a sniffle here or there. I apologize. But a cough or, clearing your throat, oh, that's the worst. You don't do that on mic. You go away from the mic to do it. But it is shocking how much I listen to a lot of radio and podcasts, how often I'm hearing it now. People clearing their throat on mic. Disgusting.
And here's today's podcast picture.
In the podcast picture today, I went to Ventura it's been 4 years. It was the last big trip that my ex-wife, my then wife, and I took. We went down to Ventura, where we had met, drove from the Bay Area down there, and I took a picture of the harbor there. And the harbor means a lot to me, Ventura Harbor, because I walked around the harbor a lot with my dad. And, he's been gone for over 10 years now. And it was a nice trip. It was kind of I think I felt in some ways that the end was coming, because it wasn't too much longer that the end to my marriage anyway, that was coming. And so there it is, a picture of the harbor. And what I don't know, I haven't been to Ventura in 4 years. It's going to be really painful when I go down there because of memories about things that have ended. And that's probably why we avoid certain places and towns. One of these days, though, I'll go back. Love the Ventura Harbor. When I see that picture, though, I love the little boats and everything, and the little palm trees in the background. But I think about whenever my dad and I, we'd get together, go to the Ventura Harbor and eat at this fried fish place. And I'll give him a little plug, because a guy there, he would that I knew that worked there would sometimes give me free fish and chips. But it was called Andrea's. And oh my God, that was the best fish. And they have the best clam chowder. But, one other thing. Can we quickly jump back into the political world here real quick, if you don't mind? Oh, we didn't we did bring in some people. People walked in, rather. And here they are.
Hello there, Mike. It's Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, we was waiting till you would introduce us so that we would talk. And then cough on Mike.
Don't cough on Mike. Don't cough on me.
Sorry about that, D.
Have you flirted with anyone today, Valentino?
No, but everybody flirts with me because I'm so good looking, D.
Yeah, he's really good looking. Do you know that? Bison Bentley, you are a good looking chap as well. I bet you're great with the ladies. Do you know that? All right. Wonderful. Yeah, a week ago, could have all changed, could have all been different. We could have had Trump lose and him screaming about, this has been a rigged election, everybody protest. But it didn't happen. The alternative world, the alternate reality did not happen. And now we're in this other alternate reality. But to his credit, he said they're going to try and he hinted at a peaceful transition of power. And then Hillary agreed. It did take her a little while to get up there to say, her concession speech, but she did call him right away. And then Obama as well. said, we'll do everything to help, and George W. Bush was good with me to do the transition of power. And I hear the other Bushes have reached out to Donald Trump. The fact of the matter is, so many people are trying to make this work because we're all Americans and we should all try and make it work. However, wasn't it one Donald Trump who said that if he lost, it would be a rigged, he would yell, scream, rigged election. He'd bring his lawyers into it. It would not have been a smooth transition. I'm just saying he's getting all the credit, Donald Trump, for making this a smooth transition. But in fact, it is everybody that is helping him that has taken their ego out of the equation. And we should never forget that. And I think as a whole, we have forgotten that. So I'm just here to remind you with my little podcast. Well, I would like to also remind you there's a wonderful website called MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. And if you're going to buy anything on Amazon for Christmas or what have you, there's a link there. Click on that, buy whatever it is you're going to buy, and it helps us out. There's also a PayPal if you'd like to help out that way. You'll get a special greeting from all the Cafe Anyway characters. And there's a wonderful thing, the podcast pictures, the past ones, and past interviews that I've done with some interesting indie bands. And so I used to be on a country music station, so I interviewed a lot of country music stars in the 90s that were up and coming. You can hear those as well. All at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Now, quickly, let's do this wonderful segment.
Wine.
Well, I like
The Whiny White Man Wine List.
And we have a very special guest here for the Whiny White Man List.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dennis Prager. I'm a conservative talk show host. I wanted to tell y'all that I'm a talk show host that doesn't have a southern accent. I have more of a New York accent kind of thing.
Dennis, read something from your list.
All right. Voter turnout was not way down from 2012. A lot of people say that voter turnout was down. Approximately 58.1% of eligible voters cast ballots in last week's presidential election. That's down only slightly from 2012, when turnout was 58.6%.
Oh, so you're saying that Democrats blaming the turnout of the election was that voter turnout was way down?
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm from New York.
That's a wonderful New York accent. All right. Thank you. That was a pointless segment. But it just goes to show they have nothing. The conservative talk show hosts like Dennis Prager have nothing to whine about. They can whine about the protests, and I was starting to whine about the protests myself because I was looking at them destroying property and walking out on freeways, which is ridiculous. And then I was listening to an interesting podcast where they had different protesters talking, and they're like, well, we've got to do something outrageously big so that people will take notice of us and listen to our message. What's your message? Oh, it's all over the place, but it's a message. We're against, what are we against? We against the president-elect. Uh-huh. Okay. And so right when I was totally against protesters, I heard that I'm Brad Dacus thing. And I said, nope, we need a protest. We need it. We're Americans. We threw frickin' chunks of tea into the harbor, boxes of it. And there was the Tea Partiers 8 years ago when a Democrat got elected. So, but I do agree. Do not break stuff. Don't break stuff. But listen to all the Rage Against the Machine you want. Hey, let's do the segment that I was talking about earlier. Wait, I didn't talk about it earlier. So now I'm going to talk about it and say we're going to do this segment. Bison Bentley's going to help us out called Do You Know Dat?
It's Bison Bentley's Do You Know Dat?
Hey, this is Bison Bentley, and Mike Matthews has a couple of stories that'll make you want to ask yourself,
Thank you,
do you know
Bison,
that?
you're so
Do you know
helpful.
that? Do you know that? You're welcome. Do you know that?
I busted up last podcast with the segment. What was it? The Wow Shuts Wow or whatever it was, where we were... Oh, Ridiculous Random Posts, where we looked at memes of Joe Biden and Obama together and Joe Biden being the mischievous one that's pulling all these practical jokes on Trump before he comes into the White House. Oh, there are so many, and they are so funny. And they're on the Washington Post website last I checked. But this, according to Larry Brown Sports on MSN, 3 NBA teams reportedly are taking a stand against Donald Trump with their own form of protest. ESPN's Mark Stein and Zach Lowe, the Milwaukee Bucks, Memphis Grizzlies, and Dallas Mavericks. Oh, this is according to a report from ESPN's Mark Stein and Zach Lowe. The Milwaukee Bucks, Memphis Grizzlies, and Dallas Mavericks have stopped staying in Trump-branded hotels. Trump has hotels branded with his name in NBA cities like New York, Chicago, Toronto, Washington, Miami. All those places I probably won't visit for a long time because I work all the 7 days a week. The teams may have stayed at some Trump hotels in the past, but they aren't anymore. Trump has been a polarizing figure since launching his campaign. His comments about Mexican Americans led one Dodgers player to pull a similar move over the summer, while an NFL player recently kneeled during the national anthem as a sign of protest against the presidential election. By the way, he has fabulous hair. Not Trump, but the NFL player that kneeled. I love his big fro. It's so awesome. I wish I could grow a fro. Bucks co-owner Mark Lazary and Mavericks owner Mark Cuban were big Hillary Clinton supporters and extremely disappointed with the election results. It may be too late for players and teams to change the outcome of the election, but it's not too late for them to show their displeasure with the results of employing protests such as this one. And you know what? We can all do that. We don't have to stay at Trump hotels as we go outside a cafe anyway. We're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast on the Podcaster Valley. Dang it. And you don't have to dance if you don't want to. You can leave your friends behind. Next show, we're going to have Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, John Deere the Engineer. Thank you for your protest vote by listening to this show. And tell your friends to protest by listening to the show as well, so we'll have more listeners. Oh, and thanks to Sylvia for listening. We have a new listener, Sylvia. Thank you, Sylvia. You're awesome. Here, I'm going to reach over here. I haven't played any sound effects from my sound effect library. Here you go. Thank you, Sylvia. You're the best. Oh, and Benita wanted to stop by, too.
Yeah, thanks, Sylvia. You can pet my horse, Nelly.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!